But they're teasing us right now.
And I mean, Ivern is something that I would love to see. We still haven't seen the Ivern come out yet, and it's a champion that's really strong. It's not just like some troll pick. This champion is ridiculously good, especially, I think, when paired with tanks.
Yeah, but it's not that much fun for the player to play a lot of the times. It's a different type of personality that loves to enjoy Ivern. So yeah, it is going to be the Kha'Zix that comes through here for Karsa, trying to be a little bit more aggressive on it. And I love that the Katarina's already locked in too. 2 assassins already for Team Ice, ready to go.
Now I've heard a lot.
Wait.
Oh,
Here we go.
There it is. It's the Ivern game. We've been waiting for so long. Ivern versus Kha'Zix, not a matchup we get to talk about, but finally we get a chance.
Well, it actually could still be Lee Sin jungle and Ivern support. It could be Aphromoo having some fun. Otherwise, it could be, could be Lee Sin support, could be Lee Sin top lane. We don't really know.
I don't mind, man. The Green Daddy's in the house.
Well, the Donger as well. Heimer didn't make his way into the pick ban. Now I have no idea where anything is going, but if we do see that Ivern in bottom lane, is it a smite support? Do you just steal a camp at level 1, get that level 2?
Yeah, basically smite is what you take on Ivern regardless of where you go because you can counter jungle so quickly. So if you know that the guy starts on the top side, go invade. Takes you 4 seconds, put that circle down, end up being the friend of the forest, smite it, and boom, take it away.
Yeah, friend of the forest, but not friend of the enemy jungler. I'm wondering what Karsa is going to do here. And the rest of his team, the strategy is getting more and more interesting as we move forward. Oh, but there it is.
Go.
We were promised the Kalista pick by Reckless. He said, I'm going to ask Mata. I want Masa to pick it. He wanted Kalista Thresh. They see it.
The bot lane just gets insta-locked. Raven and Aphromoo Bard. So it's got to be at least in top lane, I think.
Yeah, they picked an order. They all picked their own champions on the side of Team Fire. But on Ice, the Kled comes in, and this is the Praven for Prey. I mean, he got that name, that moniker, because he was really bad at Draven back in the day.
We'll have to see if anything's changed here on the All-Star stage. And not going to quite have the traditional backup that an AD carry expects. Of course, Bard going to be a nice pick, but Heimer maybe something he's not so used to playing with. Now, Mata really taking his time. Remember, Reckless asked for Thresh. I don't know if Mata's going to oblige him. Flashing the Yasuo, flashing the Syndra. Clearly still got the 1v1s on his mind.
Yeah, I don't think he should. I mean, you don't want to get too serious when you have the Heimerdinger on the other team. A lot of fun picks. I'm hoping for something a little bit wacky. I would like the Syndra support. I have actually seen this played where you actually ult first, then you do your stun, you max stun, you can do this massive AoE scatter of the week.
I think that's locked. It is.
Locked.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
great.
it is. Okay, but could it go mid lane? Do we have a Katarina? No, this is just Mata.
I don't think so, yeah.
Mata
Yeah,
at its
Mata.
finest.
We have Kha'Zix, who has the isolation on objectives, and we're going to have Kalista too.
And I absolutely love the fact that Ivern, he can hide the dragon and he can hide the Baron in
the bush.
brush. So they could actually do a sneaky Baron where they literally have everybody hidden in brush.
Kind of gives it away when everyone's missing off that. Like, oh, there's a bush here, I wonder.
Maybe. We don't know, man. We don't know how people are going to play around this champion.
Bush it when you walk by and don't actually do it. So then when they walk by, they're like, wait a second. And they walk in.
Oh, not going to get the point here. No gold advantage yet over to Team Fire. But of course, Team Fire playing for some regional pride here, already doing well so far. We're looking to go up 2-0 in these matches.
What they're trying to do is they're trying to figure out where Ivern is starting, and Ivern's trying to figure out where Karsa's going to start so that he can counter jungle and get the other side.
And it's actually pretty important to be able to try to do that. If you can 3-buff on the Ivern, it does give you a really good start, a really good head start, especially because you can pass over the buffs as well. Some of your laners can collect them.
It does look like Ice is laying in wait here. And you can also see that Maple is waiting for an invade on the top side, or I guess the middle of the blue side. And yeah, they're actually just going to trade here. It'll be interesting.
I actually love some of the chat that's happening right now.
Yeah. So
as Maple says, I 0-time play against your champ. He's talking to Bjergsen. He's like, I've never played against the Heimerdinger before. So even he doesn't know what's about to happen.
pretty fantastic. In most competitive games, of course, players completely silent. But here, taking the chance to talk to each other. Bangy starting off procking the passive on the camp there, moving on to the red buff. Pretty sure to smite that one out is going to take blue buff, but it doesn't reset there. That's a little unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a lot unfortunate, actually. As we're going to see Bengi just go over and take his blue immediately. So at least for Karsa, he did start his opponent's buff and should be able to kind of go even there.
Quick use of the blast plant to make it over the wall. Friend of the forest can smite immediately to take that one away. If you haven't played against this champion yet, it's very frustrating.
And now that they're pushing up on the bottom side, level 2 gank, Ivern come in. You have Root Caller, you have Trigger Seed.
Prey still level
Let's go.
1. Let's see what happens here. Aphromoo is going to look for the binding.
find it.
Oh, he
He goes
flashes!
in. That's the slow. Mata caught out. It's
still has his binding.
Lots of autos going in. Reckless still throwing out a decent amount of damage. Mata no spells. First blood for the Ivern.
Oh, he put the trigger seed on himself. He flashes 70% slow for 3 seconds at level 1 on patch 623. Insane. He didn't even land his Q. He didn't have to use it for so long, and then when he did, he actually missed it and hit it on a creep.
Don't even need to hit it, man. The slow from Trigger Seed, overwhelming there, and Maple holding on, now doing his best to keep up in the mid lane, but Bjergsen unconcerned. He's playing a little PvE.
It's a really good start for Fire because all 4 summoners are down now, and here we have it once again. So he flashes in, gets the slow on both, and just starts punching him, giving him the beat down here.
Yep.
Does eventually get that first blood.
Knight comes out as well. Mata maybe hoping to get a return kill onto Prey, but no such luck. Mouse and QTV playing an interesting top lane matchup here. Looks to be going pretty well in favor of Mouse thus far.
And Kled is a pretty interesting champion. It's a champion a lot of people were expecting to see in Worlds and in serious competitive play. We saw it once. I believe it was Odo Omne played it 1 game. Or no, it was actually Splice played it 1 game.
Wonder.
Wonder did play it, and it didn't go well, and then we never got to see it again.
Yeah, it was played a ton in scrims, but the big thing about it is, hold on.
Oh,
he has no
bound into
flash.
the wall. Praven's coming out. It's doing good damage. Ignite goes down. Mata sets the
Dropping
ball.
backs,
It's not
though.
a whole lot left, but his Red
Red?
is going to be able to get one back. It comes out. Lots of spears.
Oh.
And Ren, not enough. At the end of the day, though, Bangy may be the one who's in trouble. Does manage to land the root caller. Maple going to make it in. Nice kill pickup for the mid laner there. And it's just action across the map.
Ugh. No flash available for Benki either. Had to use it there to get the trigger seed in the bottom lane. So went for a really greedy invade.
Yeah, that's pretty aggressive. It doesn't work out for him there, but he still got first blood. And he gets a quick trip back to base.
Ooh.
Exactly. Faster. QTV now struggling in these trades, but we do see now the Moby boots picked up for Bangy, so it doesn't look like he's going to stop invading the jungle anytime soon. And Portal going to take Fire out there. They're going to spot the control ward, and we'll stick around to take it down.
Yeah, TP from Maple was coming through. And oh, Karsa
no,
did.
Karsa, he just wants to shut him down. He's a friend of the forest, Karsa. You can't do this. Oh, nice smite on the camp.
Gets it, he's going out.
The worst part is the Ivern walk is so obnoxious.
It's
They're
the
trying to
swag.
chase him down.
The swag walk.
He's just overwhelmingly stylish.
The champion gets so frustrating to play against as he gets stronger and stronger. Like once he has Redemption, once he has his Locket, and he's building up these really kind of tanky items, he still actually has a good amount of damage and dueling power with the Daisy, and he's just running around spamming shields with high CDR, with the Athenes, with builds like that. You can hit the 45% CDR and basically have full uptime on your ult.
Yeah, the thing though is he went for the mobility boots here instead of the Ionian boots and lucidity. And oh, Mouse missed the EQ. But
Trap on a rope, not gonna connect. Karsa goes in, he's gonna leave. This should be an easy pickup. Thunderlord's procs, Pocket Pistol comes out, and Karsa gonna take that one away. Gotta say, you know, Bangy making some good early moves on this Ivern, but Karsa's keeping up so far.
yeah, and it's an aggressive jungler as well. A lot of people were saying, well, can Ivern actually hold up against aggressive junglers? He can, but the aggressive jungler, if it's a really good player, can punish him super hard because he's usually pretty low during those early parts. Bengi got super greedy with the topside invade and used his flash. So Karsa knows that he can walk into the jungle and be perfectly fine against whatever Bengi's going to do. Bengi doesn't have the damage to kill him.
Bjergsen now looking perfectly fine in the mid lane as they continue forward, but
Oh, triple man. Afro Moon is also here with the Bard Portal.
on the way in, 3 people in the mid lane. Trigger Seed gonna go down, 70% slow, flash out. Blue Collar not gonna connect. And I think what Fire's learned from watching Maple play Katarina last time is that maybe you just don't want to let him have a free lane. Maybe you don't want the Katarina to get comfortably to that mid-game stage.
They certainly don't, and the double buffs gifted over to him from Bengi earlier were not really helping Bjergsen out in that lane. Even just the HP regen plus the Negatron Cloak, it does afford you a pretty easy lane. But Bjergsen has been doing very well for himself, and in comes the Kled ulti.
Charge! Bjergsen's in trouble. Could get locked up here. Exhaust goes down onto the Katarina. Bjergsen bear trap on a pole. Joust through. Mouse takes him down. Skarl gonna make his way out, but QTV's on his way in. Now pulling back as Reckless gets aggressive. A little bit too much so, but Prey is stunned up. Ignite goes down. Heal not going to be enough to take him. Is gonna get 1. Will he look for 2? I don't think so. Yes. Not gonna find it in the end, but Banky's now the one in trouble. Non-stop action reset on it. He can't get it one more time. Maple makes it out.
Oh, the triple E to get there. Picks them all up. And QTV, though, might actually have him here. He's going to try to back.
Something for Maple. Get some resets on the dagger.
He's going to get the execute.
Oh. Yeah, Bjergsen was walking up towards that way, and then he decided to just change route and go towards the mid lane.
There was such good timing on that dive on Bjergsen because he was a few creeps away from 6. He actually hit 6 right as he died. And as you can see, this dive happening, they're flying in, and Bjergsen doesn't have the ultimate to actually retaliate very much here. So as he gets away, just hits 6, but it's obviously way too late there. And just a couple seconds off of being able to have that ultimate and perhaps turn that fight around.
Of course, good communication coming in from the side of Team Ice. We have to consider the language barriers here, but of course, Mouse, Karsa, and Maple, all Mandarin speakers, so relatively easy to communicate those more complicated gank timings. Not quite the same state of affairs for old Bengi and Bjergsen.
I mean, one thing that the players do get pretty used to, though, playing a lot of ranked play, is just communicating with pings, right? You can smart ping your abilities now. You can smart ping when you're coming, when you're going to gank. You can target people, and that does really communicate a lot of what you need.
I will say, whenever I watch like an LPL game that has a mixed language team, it is so easy as a caster to know exactly what the team wants to do. It's like, oh, I think they want to do Baron next. It's like 5 on my way pings, 5 help me pings on the dragon every single time.
Yeah, I'm questioning where you learned all this ping communication. I just get the question mark ping in solo queue. That's the only one I ever get, good or bad. Yeah. They're really curious as to why my corpse is on the ground most of the time. I don't quite understand what they're looking for.
Yeah, the pings don't help. They really don't. Just actually makes it happen more often to my experience. I get tilted off that.
Well, of course, no one's getting tilted here. Prey's having an okay laning phase. We'll move forward. 0, 1, and 2, but Reckless building up a pretty decent CS lead. And surprisingly, the Central Support working out. We've seen it once or twice in competitive, as you mentioned earlier, using the ult to set up those stuns.
Definitely not a common pick, though, and not really a lane that you would expect them to be winning, especially when they got first blooded and then immediately died again, and all that kind of advantage was given over to Prey and Aphromoo.
Yep, it's the Prey in full effect. They just couldn't deal with Reckless there. And also, like, there's a red buff actually sitting here because Bengi picked it up. You can pick it up as a teammate, and nobody's come to pick it up yet. So, Bjergsen, is that yours? Waddle on over here.
A lot of movement around. Well, Karsa sort of waiting in the wings here. No one wants to take on the Kazakhs quite yet. Maple, of course, here as well. Bot lane potentially in trouble.
Yeah, they have to back up here. Now Bengi's going to be over on this side.
Double blast cone.
Oh, this is going to be bad for them. We'll see if they can get out.
Locked up, Prey trying to clear the wave with the ultimate there. Does get
Let's go, Daisy!
Wants to go, but Daisy is on the way in. Tempered Fate connects onto 2. Just going to stop that action in its tracks. And ain't nobody trying to fight Daisy.
You see Daisy, everybody has to run away.
Yeah, the Icon's going to get flashed there as Aphromoo. And Prey will survive, and Bjergsen was able to push mid lane, so he is winning on farm, obviously down on gold because Maple has been able to pick up these kills, and it just seems every time this guy gets an assassin, he's doing so well on it. It really is showing off a champion that, while it's kind of a fun pick now because it's new, I think it is going to become very standard and competitive, as it seems like it's just straight up good.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Kazakhs and Katarina both quite good champions.
The dream scenario we talked about, gentlemen. There are 3 members hiding in that bush.
Daisy, come back!
Control Ward will spot them out. Daisy's going to drop. Reckless. Monster. Now maybe looking to take the dragon, of course. Haven't seen Bliss in a long time, but is good at controlling these objectives.
Oh. Rend it away.
The wall, not going to get it. Maple's hungry for blood, though. Maybe biting off more than he can chew. Starts to spin to win. That's going to be enough. Wants to jump in. Prey could be next on the menu. They want more. The resets are coming in. Mouse out of nowhere. Going to grab the double kill. Beautiful play from Team Ice.
Mouse with the teleport and the charge to get in there. And no answer possible from QTV. Ice, and they end up going really far ahead off that play. And they get the Drake to boot.
Yeah, they get the dragon, they get all the kills. They're going to get the first turret here as well. QTV pushing up in top lane, but things are looking pretty rough for Fire.
Been a rough road so far already. I mean, we can hope for the Ivern, the Heimerdinger, maybe if they fight somewhere on their terms. I mean, what is the next step here for this team?
Learn your champion a little bit better throughout the course of the game. Pick up what the Heimerdinger does, pick up what all of these guys do, play around it a little bit better. Like right here, like, they don't have QTV. QTV isn't really keeping track of the Kled either. He does have kick, and he sees that Kled just runs all the way away.
Yeah. There's the TP coming in now, so you know Maple can go in. He goes aggressive here. He's able to get so much damage in, and then there's Mouse with the ultimate. Takes down 1, takes down 2. He's able to do it so quickly there, and really showing off the power of the Kled. The initiation from him with that ultimate is so powerful, and once you start triggering the resets for Maple, he's massive.
Oh, Carson's going in though, and he's already looking massive. Bangy's in trouble, tries to get some friends in the forest, just gives him barely enough life to make it out. Now Karsa has to run. Oh, moving forward, he does go down, but now the bear trap on a rope is going to do a decent amount of damage. Maple left all alone.
Oh, Bangy went in!
Go in! No, don't go in. Just make Daisy go. Maple now caught out all alone. Maybe we'll get another kill. Can get the dagger to reset the E. Not going to.
Oh, he ran back into the ult turret.
Tower. Oh, Draven not going to get it. The fancy footwork shut down for Afromu. Maple living forever.
Oh, that was hilarious. That Bjergsen dropped the ultimate turret there. They ran away from it, and then Maple jumped to a dagger over beside, and you're like, whoops! He took a couple shots. Does end up going down.
And Bengi takes his cue as well to go back in when he seemed to be fine there.
Sometimes you get eager. Sometimes you want Daisy to do the thing, and then you do the thing.
You land the
you
Q.
accidentally die to the Katarina.
Mine's telling you no.
Biggie preparing for next season, learning Ivern as he goes. Some of the nuances there, some not quite, but Prey now getting progressed onto by Reckless. But Mata now going to get alley-ooped into the team fight, flashes over the wall just to secure it, and they're going to get the kill in the end. But Bangy caught between a rock and a hard place. Really nothing left for him. Now running for the control ward. Heal does come out.
Nice ulti from Afro.
CC is there, does land it. That's 2. Maple now moving in, though. He wants to pick up the rest of the kills. Bjergsen's going to say no. Blast Cone for the disengage.
Yeah, and here comes the Kled ulti. There you can hear it. For Bjergsen.
No. Bjergsen blasts him under the tower. Maybe this is the fight that Bjergsen wants, but he does so much damage. Karsa now moving in, not going to get the reset. Only level 6, or only level 8 rather. Now Maple trying to make his way out. The kick does connect. Lee Sin finally going to grab one, putting some numbers on the board for QTV.
Maple is just tearing through people on this Kled. He has the Black Cleaver already completed and chops down Bjergsen, getting his summoners too.
And Mouse is having the game of his tournament so far. And Afro move.
Make his way out. Karsa hungry for blood. The control ward will spot him, but Prey is here. Maybe at least for a little bit of disengage.
He's picking on someone his own size, the pink ward.
Having to back off. It's a rough road here for Team Ice. These are a lot of terrifying
0 for 2
chances.
there from Reckless. He failed the blast cone, failed his Q over the wall.
It seems pretty awkward with Callista, though. You have to just stop. You have to accept, I'm not going to jump this time. I'm just going to auto-attack.
QTV, they're closing in on him. Mata is here.
Haven't kind of touched on the Syndra support, but it seems to be doing very well. Mata, hungry for blood this game. We saw in the last play, flashing over the wall just to get the Fate's call. Try to secure that kill in the mid lane.
I mean, like, Reckless himself just this entire tournament has been playing out of his mind. Really going hard in all these game modes. Karsa, though, it is Mouse on top of it.
Finish up the rope, knock
the turnaround!
Going to get taught. Oh, that's so much damage. Draven can now afford to get aggressive, but is just going to back off. Nice play coming to Prey and Afro move.
Yeah, finally gets a cash in, too. Prey had died multiple times there before picking up anything.
Of course, now they're starting to push in. Mouse going to have to be careful, but he's got backup on the way. Bottom lane coming in. The Mata. Ooh, Mouse is going to get aggressive. Will get dismounted here. Does have the pocket pistols. Going to grab one.
Oh, there he goes.
Ooh, little Kled all on his own. Pistol shot. The fadeaway. The double kill. Mouse 6-0-1.
Mouse is doing his best Graves impression there. The buckshot taking down Avramu, and he is just going off. It has to feel so good with the amount of black this guy gets all the time.
Yeah, and I mean, he was voted in, and people were like, what happened? Like, the guy had to leave Worlds a little bit early because of personal reasons, and they were like, okay, let's get it. He's having a great time here, and that's awesome to see. And this Kled, man, once you get ahead, it just snowballs so hard. And I hear it again. It's up in the top lane. He's going to go for a charge.
Moving forward, Bjergsen's the one who's in trouble, though, and now he is going to get stunned up. Maple just taking his time on this sweet kill. He is going to grab it in the end, but the tower can make his life a little bit harder. Still going to grab that one in the end.
Ugh, all those daggers, all those daggers. Once you learn the pattern to picking them up and using the Shumpo 3-4 times in a row, it gets pretty insane. But hold on, he's going to need more.
Forward, here comes QTV, kicks Mata back into the tower. Fade's call. Daisy's here to play, though. QTV not quite behind him. You got to respect the golem, but he gets cut through so quickly. And we're going to drop on the side of Team Ice, but Team Fire are dropping members left and right.
Yeah, these guys are just playing it so well and looking so good on some of these champions. The Kled has been massive. Reckless has been tearing it up on the Callista, one of his signature champions. And now Maple with the Rylai's completed. There's almost no escaping him.
We check in on the gold, almost 6K in the favor of Team Ice as well as that Mountain Drake. They're just getting farther and farther ahead. You can see some of the differences between these lanes. The Katarina, 1,500, just about ahead of Bjergsen. It's pretty terrifying to play against.
Looking for the Infernal here. TP from behind. You can see it on the minimap, but that means that they know on Team Fireside, they're surrounded here, they have to get out.
Fancy footwork, the fog of war, the horror movie stream. Where the bad guy's gonna come from, Team Fire doesn't know.
It's from all over.
Oh, trying to take the portal to safety. It is gonna be a magical journey because they're caught behind enemy lines and no one except Bangy made it anywhere he wanted to be.
The important thing to remember in situations like this, you don't have to run faster than the other team, you just have to run faster than one of your team.
Oh, Bangy, the slowest man left, not standing, as Team Fire gonna look for the desperate recall here.
Oh, they're in enemy territory.
It's a relentless
Oh,
pursuit.
Mada's gonna
Mada.
check it. He's gonna throw a Q.
Oh, doesn't E? It doesn't use the.
Doesn't
Oh
move
no,
over.
Prey! Oh no!
Aphromoo
not
made
what
it
he
back.
wants. Aphromoo, the lone survivor. The fastest runner on the team side of Team Fire.
I mean, to be honest, Prey started that recall pretty slow. Afro was a good second or two faster. Otherwise, they could have been out of there scot-free.
Yeah, that's when you're like, are we turning? Are we fighting? What are we doing?
This is the future of the new meta. Riptail. We saw it taken last game. We'll see it taken again after not seeing any competitive play for the majority of the season.
Yeah, when you have a 7-0-1 Kled, you definitely pick that thing up. It'll be on until, what, 28 minutes into the game? Oh, hello!
UTV, that's not what he wanted. Oh,
Delivery.
air trap on a pole doesn't connect. That's a decent amount of damage.
Yeah, 38 minutes.
A 20-minute timer, of course. It's a pretty impressive time period. Ooh, Aphromoo, nice stun over the wall, but Maple, a lot of escape potential here. Is not going to get stunned up. Bangy goes forward. The off-channel turret's still doing damage. Daisy is on the hunt. Maple doesn't care, but he should because the tower's going to take him down. Prey popping off on the backside.
Bjergsen gonna pick up his first kill of the game, so finally getting involved there as Maple and Karsa bite off more than they can chew, and we'll see if Fire can get something back and pick up this Infernal.
They're going to go after the Infernal, but Mouse has his ultimate. He has charge.
You see him waiting on the top side. Looks like he's just taking the Scuttle Crab. May just continue to push. He can just make his way down. He has a massive range on the ultimate, but instead...
He's trying to figure out if he wanted to do it or not. But he doesn't. Unlucky.
Team Fire thematically getting the Fire Drake feels appropriate. Of course, Monograph is going to have to be careful not...
Oh, he caught him just on the very edge.
The stun coming in. Doesn't matter if you flash, buddy. The bar Q's still going to connect.
Prey?
It up, but they should have tried to save Prey because he is the one burning down. Reckless looking for the chance. Not going to get it. He gets taken out in the end, and Maple caught on the backside, but here comes the charge from the Kled. Not going to connect. He flashes into the action. Lee Sin's already got a double kill. Aphromoo is now set to fall, but Bangy's doing his best to save. No, portal out. There's simply too many escapes. There's nothing left. Maple trying to make the hero play, but I don't think he has enough damage with the dagger in the backside.
The flash.
The rockets go in, but Bjergsen find too much there. Mouse getting a kill.
Oh, the ulti, the rocket ulti from Bjergsen got immune by the dismount animation from Mouse as he's hopping off. You can't hit him.
Oh, Aphromoo! Pistol! Oh, nope, is he gonna get it? Makes it over the wall. Maple's on
Maple's
the
the one.
Oh, the reset from Maple. He wants more. He's not gonna get Bjergsen. The rocket's gonna take him down.
That's what I call playing like a man. Maple is not backing down, embracing the All-Star spirit. You gotta love it.
You got to go big or you got to go home. It's the last match he's going to be played here. Oh, man. That was like, it looked like it was going to be Fire's moment there, but Ice, they turned it around and they almost make it an even trade, though.
This has to be the most irritating team to fight in the history of teams.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a 3-0. The fact that they try to get Prey here, it's like, all right, let's get Prey. It's like, oh, he's got all these spears in him, can't rend it. Oh, he gets a shield, walk away. Oh, here comes the Kled from the backside. He just walks forward, flashes to the left afterwards, can't get in on him. Carson has to jump too.
Watch Maple, look at him. QTV is trying to chase him down here on the back end of this fight, and it looks like he's for sure dead. But he's so slippery on the Katarina. He's able to jump back to his dagger, then back to a minion. That has to be so frustrating watching him get away.
You gotta think of these team fights. It just has to be overwhelming to play against this many kind of oddball champions. You've got turrets being set up. You've got Daisy trying to auto-attack you to death. You've got Brush popping up in the middle of the fight. A Katarina with seemingly limitless escapes. Mouse, though,
Don't run away.
so lucky.
Run right at him.
This is the man mode. This is what Isaiah wanted to see. He does get it in the end.
Really good by Maple as well. He threw the Q, and the Q will always bounce about 300 units behind the first person you hit. So it just flies over the wall, gets an E, so he gets a reset on that Shumpo for the kill.
Ice now moving into the bottom side. We'll have to see if Maple can get more resets. He's taking his time in the mid lane, though, to push up. The rest of the team pretty preoccupied with that bot tier 2.
Yeah, QTV is up in the top lane still, and
Does have his TP, but there's not really any good wards here. And
in
comes the
Mouse.
Kled charge.
And Mouse doing a decent amount of damage with Aftermove looking for the disengage. Mouse the lone man into the tower. It doesn't matter. He takes down Prey. A lot of knockups going in. Karsa looking for another kill. Aftermove barely makes it out. Bengi has to play safe here. Root Caller not going to connect.
QTV still split pushing. He canceled that TP and is going to be pushing into this turret, but I think Ice is just going to try to force the inhibitor turret, and I think they're going to get it.
Yeah, forward. Reckless doing decent damage. Karsa as well. Maple even has enough AP to start hitting hard here.
Yeah, and you can see Mouse on the top side. He's going to continue to push and try to get up there and try to stop QTV.
Maple caught up. Is just going to snap back to his teammates, trying to make it to safety. Mouse looking for the joust. Not going to find it.
Ooh, QTV had used to teleport too and cancel it. So yeah, Mouse has the TP advantage. This just looks pretty bad for a Fire right now. Ice, a lot of advantages.
I like the play coming in from Mata. He says, I know how to counter this Ivern. I'm just going to pick up this golem and take it away from you. No Daisy, no problem.
We have a conversation about that earlier today, if it happened or not. Obviously, it can.
And here's the dive one more time. Mouse, not afraid at all. Takes down Prey right away. And someone has to soak that ultimate. You need to be the closest person to it, so your AD carry is not and doesn't die at the very start of the fight.
Mouse, of course, almost going down in a 1v1 against the Heimerdinger empowered tower there. Or empowered turret, rather.
Tower defense, League of Legends style.
Another Q.
Oh, Maple hungry for more. Ooh, exhausted the Lee Sin kick. Just carries it right into his teammate there in QTV, making the hero play to save Bjergsen.
Oh, Baron pings onto Baron here. They do have a Callista on the side of Team Ice. So Reckless, be able to do a lot there.
Bengi, is he going to burn his smite here? Does have the camp stacked up, doesn't need to. Have to be careful. Reckless very low.
Yeah, Bjergsen's in base, so they're going to have to wait for him. And here comes the Kled once again.
Charge, QTV makes it over the wall, but there's just more members waiting for him. Too many jumps, too much mobility. Ice picking up one before they start this Baron.
And that's going to be tough. They can just keep baiting here, and if Fire is not going to come check, they'll start it up, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They have the Callista, has been spotted out by the blue trinket, though.
Isolated damage from the Kha'Zix, the Callista Spear stacking up with Bengi, trying to make his way in. Daisy gets kidnapped, and now the Fate's Call comes in. Bjergsen gets caught out. Daisy finally into the team, but Maple's in the back line. He gets one, looking to get two. Karsa making the bounce house happen as the duo just cuts through the team.
The double resets, tag teaming down Fire, taking out one after another. These guys are just jumping everywhere.
It's so much mobility, and the fact that they're going to pick up a Baron afterwards as well. It's going to be more than a 10K gold lead here, and Ice are just looking on fire.
And most of the time when we cast games like this, there's one champion with resets that we need to watch in a fight, but now there's a Kha'Zix and a Katarina. I can't even keep up anymore. But Afremove,
Maple didn't like that.
A little bit of time.
He didn't like that one bit.
Maple, gets him. Clean Katarina play coming in. Afremove runs for his life, but the dagger still going to land, hit its mark.
Certainly will. It feels like it's hard to miss when it's point and click, but they are getting another Baron, and they're getting themselves so far ahead. And Bjergsen just can't stay alive in these fights, even with some peel from his team, even with the shields from that Ivern. He's going to go down so quickly, and then the resets start coming in. Once one dies, the rest are pretty much sure to follow.
Oh, yeah, and they don't really have any tanks on the side of Fire. Ice, the Kled's going to be able to just rip through anybody. Karsa will get those squishies. And Bengi, he's not hiding the Drake. It's not in a bush.
Stealth comes up, charges on the way in, too. It looks like they want to party. Prey is going to be the first target. That's the reset we talked about. Maple's on the back line. Keep your eyes on the blast cone. One going to go down. The double kill for Karsa. Maybe hunger for more blood going to come out here.
Yeah, Maple's here. They definitely
Maple
want
wants it. One dagger for reset. He can get two into the back line. Afremove, nice disengage on the Bard.
Oh, poor Prey, man. Poor Prey. Every single time. There's nobody to soak it for him. There's no frontliners. He just gets the Kled ulti almost every time.
Yeah, Prey's not having a good time against all these assassins, all this dive, and here comes a TP right back from Maple, and they're looking to try to finish this game.
Oh, Mouth goes in, and no one's doing any damage. This character is simply too tanky, not getting opportunities to turn back. Karsa wants a little bit more. Dagger does land. Maple goes for it. He's going to jump in, spin to win, trying to get a little bit more. Ooh,
oh, he wanted
quite enough. Prey does manage to take him down to the end.
Karsa was just the BM recall.
Oh, Fate's Call goes in, and it's Bengi's fate to fall down. Prey, unfortunately, next on the menu. Gets a brief glimmer of hope as he takes down the Katarina and immediately falls. Team Ice cleaning up house.
They take down the Katarina, and they're going to take down the game. The ace for Team Ice as they're going to snuff out Fire.
1-1 now in these last three matches as we approach our final mixed team match. Team Ice, it's crazy picks and an even crazier win, but they're going to close it out with confidence. a beautiful set of fights and an absolutely insane game. Or they're not going to hit. Please hit the nexus.
Pearson, one more time.
Oh, one more. All right. Mata needed the stat pad. Beautiful win at the end of the day.
Taking one for the road there.
That was a fun one. Mouse just put on absolute clinic on the Kled. 11, 0, and 10 on Kled, and definitely getting some help there from Maple, who's 10, 6, and 7. But really, it was Mouse doing most of the heavy lifting, and this guy was everywhere.
He shows up in the mid lane, kills Bjergsen on what was an excellently coordinated dive, and then just starts charging into every team fight. Every time we think, oh yeah, oh they're gonna make it out. Fire's good, they're gonna make it out. Suddenly there's a Kled in the back line, charging through.
Yeah. I mean, right off the start, he wins his lane, he ultimate, kills Bjergsen, TP's bot, kills them. He wins all 3 lanes essentially for his team.